Hey, what's up? Scott Balkum here from Imagination Creation Films, and today we're going to talk about, well, the red camera and what makes it a red. Also, we're going to talk about anything you want because I'm here for you. I'm here just to have a good time and chat with some newfound friends. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a few people in today. Hopefully we're not dropping packets. I've got it on variable bit rate this time. And we're streaming at full 1080 again. So yeah, let's just see if it works. There's no way to know until we know. So how's everybody doing this fine afternoon? We have daylight savings time here in Texas. Florida just passed theirs so that they keep this new time, which I would love because I hate going home in the dark. It just makes no sense to me. So who we got out there? Anybody out there in live chat land? We are lighting a little bit differently today. Still using the Quasars. And we just keep adding things as we go here because I like to, what was it, Walt Disney who said plus it? And plus it basically means, yeah, cool. You did a good job there, but you know, what can you do to make it just a little bit better? And so I'm always trying to plus it. And today's plussing, despite the overly busy table here, today's plussing, Classic Man Channel. Good afternoon. How are you, sir? Where are you from? So the thing that I added today, plussing it, is a really bad webcam, but I've got it mounted way up high up there so you can kind of see in the area when I get up and walk around, because it's kind of unfair to sit here and watch an empty desk. Nobody wants to do that. Hopefully the audio, yep, audio is still working there. We haven't dropped any packets. That's good. So we're streaming well. Let's see. Kind of a brief little studio tour so that those who have never seen it before can see it. So these are the Quasar 4-foot T8 bulbs, and there are two of them. There's one up high and one that's low, and it's dimmed to probably about 30%. The reason I have that one there is just to get a little bit of under the face lighting, because I have a problem with the brim of my hat with overhead lighting just kind of creating a shadow. So that does a nice little ambient in my face, little kind of a just an ambient fill light in here. Also, it gives a little bit of light on my workbench here. And then I do have a Quasar. It's way up here. You can see the arm right here. And there's the Quasar right there. You can see it's pointed back at me. And that one is just to provide some backlight, nice little rim light. And you get this. Looks fairly nice. I think, I don't know, I might go a little bit brighter on it. I could probably do that. Maybe I'll do that. I'll go a little bit brighter. So let me just switch over here to the studio cam so if I can see if you walk around the studio. That's kind of weird. And then we'll go through here. Let's take the ISO up. Let's try that. I don't know, just a little bit. Run into the Quasar. Hey Jason, how's it going, buddy? How's England treating you? How's the weather? You got nice overcast weather. Like the new studio webcam? All right, let's go back to the main. Brighten it up. A little too bright, but we'll live. Cool camera switch. Yeah, I'm playing with OBS Studio. That's the free live stream software of choice. I've also added in why not? I always like to just take it next to the next level. Classic Man Channel says, I love your channel, lots of good stuff. I don't know why it took me so long to find it. Me neither. What took you so long? I have been wondering this for literally weeks now. But thank you for joining, and very happy that you enjoy the channel. Always always enjoy people out there. Just, I mean, I'm out here for you guys, just having fun. You're soaked. Had to run to the car as I was time lapsing. I'm soaked. That didn't work. When you switch the screen, the mic went off. Oh, good point. Let me make that change real quick. What? Yeah, I can do that. I just need to add that copy. Sorry about that. I'm kind of new to the whole streaming world. So let's see, web browser. And now you should have the audio when I go there. How about that? That better? Now we've got 3 options. So you're time lapsing now. So how are you liking it? I know you didn't like video, but we'll get you there. How's the time lapsing working for you? Best trick with time lapsing: set it to manual. If you set it to automatic, it's going to hunt, and you're going to have lots of fun later. I will do an advanced time lapse at some point a little later on and show how I go through the time lapse, because there's a lot of work you want to do in post to really clean those up. There's a great software tool called LR Time Lapse. It's like about $100, but it's worth every penny. That being said, if you don't have Lightroom, which is the Adobe product, then LR Time Lapse is not going to help you because it's specifically for Lightroom. I only manual. Good man. So Classic Man Channel, what are you up to? What are you doing these days? You working out there in video? You doing YouTube? The YouTubes? I'm happy to chat about anything you guys want. I do want to tear into this red and explain what makes it a red, and just kind of the fun things about it. Jason, just so you know, I did get the 8-18 on the G7 to balance on the Zenyun. It took a little bit of finessing to figure out what I was doing wrong, and I just didn't have one thing set up. But look at that. Doesn't fail now. Doesn't fail. Yeah. Solid. So Zenyun Crane Plus. Love this thing. Love this thing. Really, it's cool. It just doesn't like to be flipped too fast, but you can. So yeah, these are cool. I just thought that was unique that I couldn't get it to balance last time, but I hadn't spent a whole lot of time for it. Classic Man Channel says, like how many batteries that I need to power a red camera for a 1-day shoot. Well, it's a great question. Are you going to be shooting 24/7? Because that can absolutely, change the number of batteries. In the end, typically we're shooting 10-hour days, maybe 12 if we're going into overtime. But a 10-hour day. This 180 here, this goes for about 2.5 hours. The 140 here is a little over 2 hours. So you can do the math. If you do 5 of these 140s, then you're good for 10 hours. On top of that, if you have a double charger, then you can be charging this as soon as you pull it back off. And theoretically, it'd be done. So 5 batteries would really get you through almost 24 hours, just because you can charge in the background, because it only takes about 2 hours to charge this on a V-mount charger. So you just don't want to be in that boat where you're waiting on it. There are options too. I just saw it. It's made by Core. And I think it'll work with pretty much any V-mount mount of any kind, but you put it on there and it takes 2 V-mounts off to either side. So now you could put 2 batteries on your red. So if you're not in a handheld configuration, if you're on like a tripod or set of sticks, then you can hot swap these batteries in and out all day long. Kind of a nice thing. Kind of new to the video. No, like 8-10 hour days. Yep. Okay. So I answered that one. What's your Yeah, okay. So Jason H wants to know from Classic Man Channel, what is your first episode about Classic Man? First episode about, okay. Let's see. So Classic Man, are you shooting with Red, or are you just shooting with video and you're just learning about Red? I mean, all is fair game out here, so don't feel obligated or intimidated or even feeling like you don't know anything, because you know what, we all begin somewhere. Beach Pillows. Okay, I don't know who Beach Pillows is. So if we don't have any initial questions, I'm just going to kind of run through the Red here and what it actually is, and just a little bit about it. So this is a Red Epic Dragon. So this an Epic body is a DSMC 1. So it's the version 1 of their body. That does not mean that it has not been upgraded or changed from the original DSMC 1, because they have several versions of CPUs that they've done, a lot of different stuff, but this is the last version of the DSMC 1 body. They have now gone to the DSMC 2 body. That is where your Red Weapon, your Raven, your Scarlet W, those are all using the 2 body. And the 2 body has several steps of CPUs inside and such. So this is the most capable DSMC 1 body. It is not the lightest. They do have a carbon fiber version of this, but for the most part, this is it. And it's a little heavy. It's about 5 pounds. On the back here, everything with a Red is modular, so you don't have to buy the stuff you don't need. It comes with certain amounts of stuff, but it just depends on how you want it. So this is their media bay. And the media bay you can actually have on the side, or you could have it on the back if you wanted. I don't want it on the back myself because I use V-mount batteries, and I'm not going to put those on the side. That just seems really silly to me. The side mount has quickly become the standard in Red, and I don't even believe they offer the rear mount on the DSMC2 anymore, but that is a side mount. Now, Red Media, this is a mini mag. This is the older 512. The new ones are 480s, and they're red, I believe. But they're basically the same. It's 500 gig. This is the mini mag. There are red mags that are a little bit wider. I think they're 2 inches. And then I think also they go to compact flash in the original Red 1. But these go up to 1 terabyte, and they just slip in right there. They're basically a super fast, temperature sensitive, temperature resistant, highly tested, and it's a very low tolerance for failure that they allow in to become a Red mag. So there's a reason why they're so expensive. I know there's been a lot of whining out there in the industry, and I get it. They're expensive. I mean, I paid $24.50 for half a terabyte, $2,450 for 1 card. These are now cheaper. I think they're $1,800 for this, but they're still, you need this to be 100% all the time, never fail. And you know what? An SD card may not get you there. These are by far my favorite SD cards, but they'll fail. Every once in a while, they'll fail. You can't have this fail. There's too many people on set, too much stuff going on for that to fail. So in the end, it's worth the money. On this side module here, they give you a record button, 2 little quick soft keys, and then your EVF or LCD out. On the side, this is their side accessory pod. You can put on magical right here. This is called the side handle, and it just goes on, and you tighten it down. And then you have all the functionality of the dials, the menus, everything. So you don't actually have to have your screen. If you have this, it will do everything for you. Let me stop to see. What's going on? Okay, got a different lifestyle. Be taking care of capturing the story. We're shooting from March 5th. Yeah, we only shoot on weekend. Yep. Classic Man Channel, I get it. Overdone, but I'm sure it will be good. Good luck. Thanks. Look forward to watching it. Tell me when. Okay. So you can do the side handle. The side handle is also a battery compartment, so you can put these very small red volts in there. They power the camera for like 30 minutes. But on here you do have lots of different programmable keys. You've got menu options on the back right there, soft keys. There's an LCD on top, record button. And it gives you something nice to hold. I'm indifferent to this. I have found that I take it off more than I put it on, mostly because it weighs just about a pound. I rarely ever use the batteries for it. I have 6 of them or 4 of them. I don't find that I need the grip so much on the side. Some people like it, some people don't. I use what they call a side or switchblade, switchblade M, and it's basically all of these functions minus the record button, and it goes right on the side, and then it just screws down. So what I get is if I'm on EVF only, then I have all those functions right here, and I can then make those changes if I don't have my touchscreen LCD on here. All right, so the back of it, you can add all kinds of modules on there. And with the DSMC2, they've actually started combining modules. It's been a gripe of mine that I have to buy an adapter module so that I can add a V-mount module. So this is almost a pound, and this is probably 3/4 of a pound, and it goes on there. And now my red is a little bit longer and weighs almost 2 pounds heavier because I have to do an adapter instead of just a V-mount. Well, I guess it'd be about a pound heavier. The new DSMC2, what they've done is they've gotten rid of the adapter module. On this V-mount, you can buy it now with the little side ports on it, so you can get all of the functions that the original DSMC1 has at the bottom. You can get that on the exterior module. So all these ports are not available on the DSMC2. Some are, depending on the body. So it just they stuck it on here, and I guess to save weight, they added it to the plates. So they just lock in. Now that adapter module and the V-mount are in there, and now I have a red body that is basically ready to add a lens and a power. Let's see here. Y'all have any questions? Is this interesting? I mean, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm happy to do. The other thing with reds, I mean, there are so many options you can add to them. This is the DSMC Tactical top plate. This goes on top up here. It replaces this little fan shroud right here, but it goes up top. And what it does is it gives you, I mean, a ton of holes, 1/4, 20, 3/8, all around everywhere. So you can mount, side rail, or what do they call them? Side supports that go down to your bottom, down here. And then you can hang any kind of stuff you want off of that as well. This is the red product. This is a red product. I buy various products from various companies to outfit mine because not every product is perfect for each person. This is the wooden camera bottom plate. I forget what they call it, but it goes on just like that. And what it gives you is it gives you a nice lightweight rail system on the bottom, 15 millimeter. It's nice. The problem with this, and this is what I ran for a long time when I originally had the red and used the Kessler Arca Swiss plates. But then Kessler came out with their Arca Swiss kick stand, or quick stand, which has the Arca Swiss plate and feet. And that's not supposed to fall through, but there we go. Better. So, and then they also have a lightweight rod attachment on the front, which is really nice. So now I don't need this device at all. That's weight saved. I don't use this device anymore. That's weight saved. What I use is a variety of options. So on mine, I have this small rig that I will mount up front like this, and that gives me my handheld when I want to shoot handheld. But when I want to be super light, I use this guy right here. And each one of these are so expensive. It's so irritating how much stuff costs. But you know, I can't say that, you know, it's not of value. I mean, you're making money off this equipment, so there's no reason to complain about the cost, even though I will anyway. Let's see, that goes in there. Do you find it hard to run red footage on your laptop? So let me ask you, when you're running on your laptop, number one, how old is your laptop? But number two, what are you previewing yet? Because you can, obviously you can adjust the scaling, well, not the scaling, but the playback, I guess, fractional. So if I found on my laptop, I play it at about a quarter resolution at 6K when I'm in like Red City X, and when I'm in Premiere, I'm usually good at about half resolution. I'm not usually on Premiere on my laptop, but when I am, I may go to a quarter or an eighth, depending on the compression that sorry. The R3D envelope is using. It can be a little daunting at times, but typically, I mean, I don't really have that many problems. If your laptop is old, that could certainly be it. But, you know, on top of that, I mean, run it at 1/16. You'll be okay. I mean, you can see what's going on. If you need to grade something before you export it, and it's just too much for you to handle because it keeps wanting to cache out the playback, then export an R3D of a still R3D from your video, bring that in, color grade that, and apply that grade to your video, and you know, then you won't have to worry about the rendering. So then I get this guy on top. Now I can just slide on my handle. I slide on my screen. That goes this way. You can always tell by the angle of the cord and how it's been bent over time. And so, yeah, we just need to add on the Kessler bottom. We will add that. Just screw it in. If you haven't checked out the Kessler products, I highly suggest you check them out, mostly because they just work. I really love my Kessler stuff. They are a good company. Let's see here. Go in. And then screw it down. So, Classic Man Channel, you're shooting on red, is that right? Now I have a nice red that is balanced, won't tip over. It's compact. We can add a lens to it. We can also add rails, should we want to. They go in right here. I mean, we buy carbon fiber rails because we want lightweight. Then we can add a follow focus onto it. We can then add on a matte box. If we want a swing away matte box, we can put that on. If we have a long lens, we can use a lens support that goes on the rods. Matte box. If we want to put on a viewfinder or an EVF, what I use here, because the EVFs get expensive fast. So this is the Black Magic. It is not the best in the world, but it does work. And the way I do with it is I mount it with this little guy right here on the back. This slips in it, and now I have an EVF, and I don't have to have that screen. So that is handy. This is the Blackmagic. It's like $1,500, and then there's a wooden camera modification that takes it from this molded, purpose-built for the Ursa Mini, and it allows it to be a very small, compact unit. It takes like an hour and a half. I did a video on it, and you know, it works. It's not bad. Let me put that back in here. Actually, I try to be organized. I'm not. When I switch over to the studio cam, you can clearly see I am not. I'm not organized. I try to be. All along up there, I mean, that's all my camera equipment there, drones, audio equipment. Back there, that's all my charging. This is all being redone over on this side. I used to have a lot more stuff, but I am building this out to be another set. I can't show you that with that webcam. The back wall here is just the brick. Camera H5, okay. Any questions on the Red or the Red DSMC 1 or the Red Epic or Dragon or DSMC 2 or anything like that? Jason H, let's see, okay, let's go through in order. How do you handle post-production? We'll get to that one in just a minute, Classic Man. Jason H, can I ask a question about filters? Yes, you may. Feel free. Happy to talk about it. Please, I find it hard to run red footage. Yeah, we answered that one. What computer hardware do you use for editing? I'm editing on PC. It's not by choice. I really don't. I don't like the Windows world anymore. I mean, it's served me well. My day job has been supporting Windows world for 25 years, off and on, and in the world of television, in the Windows world. And I mean, I don't like that ecosystem. But then again, Apple has decided that, you know, they're just going to take their sweet time on everything else. So that makes it very difficult for me to use Apple products. 'Cause I used to have a Mac Pro, the trash can, and, you know, that just didn't fare well over time. And they went with that screw. I don't need that at all. So I custom built a Windows PC. It is using NVIDIA GTX 1080 graphic card. It has 64 gig of RAM. It is only an 8-core processor, but it is overclocked dramatically. So it's 4.4 gigahertz. It screams through red footage like crazy. I did a tour, I thought, of my editing on one of my videos. So go back and check on my videos there, and you'll see what I edit on. Let's see here. Let's see here. I need to brighten this up. I can't see. There we go. I have an Asus laptop with an NVIDIA GeForce 960. Yeah, okay, the 960M. I mean, that is probably about 25% the power of a current today's laptop video card. So you would definitely want to drop your percentage down. Are you editing with Premiere or probably Premiere, I'm guessing? I think I will get a new computer. I mean, you won't lose, except for the fact that as soon as you buy it, I mean, it's outdated. That's life. I got this computer. I was not sure if I was going to be editing video yet. So I don't think I saw your answer. Are you shooting on Red for all your stuff? I mean, you're clearly talking about Red footage. I'm just wondering, did you buy a Red and are shooting with it, or are you just borrowing it for a project, or what are you doing? Hey, Jim, how are you, man? Did I already talk about the quasars? No, just briefly at the beginning, but I mean, I can always talk about them. I got no problem with that. Let me switch over here. Studio webcam. So this is looking at what I'm shooting with right now. I wish I could use. Yeah. All right. So we'll use the the Star Wars lightsaber as a pointing device. So right here, This is a Quasar T8. These are 30 watt, daylight balanced, self-contained, dimmable fixture. It's just a tube, and it's mounted with a Mattolini from Matthews right up here. I have it actually on the same C-stand as the second T8, which is down here. This one is dimmed down to about 30%. It is also daylight balanced, and the reason it's dimmed down is I only need it to go back here. I only need it to fill in right here. So if we look, you can kind of see a little bit of shadow under my eyes, and I just bring it up. They are dimmable, and it just gives a little bit of brightness for the table and just underneath my eyes. It's really not needed. I could technically bring this down, but let me switch back. I could technically just bring this light down a little bit more, and then I wouldn't need this one, but you know, I like the ability there. And then right overhead, you can see it right here. That is the backside of another Quasar, and it's a 4-foot T8, and it is just pointed directly at the back of my head, giving me just a little bit of hair light. These things are $75 a piece for the 4-footers, and the 2-footers are like $45 a piece. I mean, they are literally worth their weight in gold. There we go. This is what you get. Oh, switch back. Multiple cameras shoot, webcams. This is what you get right here. This is a 2-footer, and you can see it looks just like a fluorescent tube. You got the two little connectors, and you just put this on, plug it in, and oh my God, it's too bright. I mean, it is really bright. And you know, you can actually I get these Leviton dimmers. I think you can get these from Walmart or Home Depot, but you can run 300 watts through these, which if you look at it, those are 30 watts a piece, so you can run 10 of those technically through that dimmer. And they work really, really well. This one right here is $45. It comes in daylight, and it comes in tungsten, and I think a 2000 Kelvin, which is like really, really kind of orangish red. But yeah, these things are gold. Do I wish I had the crossfades, which allow you to go in between? Not yet. I have not missed it yet, but that's how it goes. Jim, I liked your selfie. I think you took it last year, or one of your first selfies. I like that. I'm probably going to steal your idea and do a selfie myself of that. The one where you're sitting in your chair with your leather jacket, it looked really good. I like that. What type of PC? So I built it myself, Jason H. It is I'm using a Asus motherboard. It is an NVIDIA graphics card. It doesn't matter which brand that is. They're all the same. And it's an Intel processor, and it's all liquid cooled. I go back. I'm going to say somewhere in the July timeframe, you'll find I did an entire tour of my editing workstation, all of it, the color correction, everything. Check that out. I would link it, but the chat never stays. That doesn't make any sense to me. What model hard drives? So hard drives, again, go back and watch that video, but basically I run a very fast array on there. It is called Eureka. I bought it from B&H, and it is a Thunderbolt 2. They now have Thunderbolt 3, but it's an 8-drive array. You don't have to fill them all up, but I've got in my main array, which is my editing array, I've got 8 4-terabyte Hitachi, which are HGST now, which is Western Digital, 7,200 RPM drives in there. I can get 1 gigabytes per second transfer rate, both read and write off of that into my PC. That was another thing that was a dilemma, because I bought that RAID array for my Mac Pro trash can, which is all Thunderbolt 2, and it doesn't hook up to anything except Thunderbolt 2, so I needed a way to make that connected. So I had to build my own custom PC that had Thunderbolt, because not everything has that. DaVinci Resolve. So Classic Man is using DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve, there is no answer for you. Unfortunately, it can't process red footage very fast. It does a great job of it, but it cannot. So I can stream in almost full resolution on my desktop in Premiere. When I switch over to Resolve, I'm getting maybe 8 to 10 frames a second. And I mean, there are a few tweaks you can do to Resolve. I will endeavor to try to remember them, but you want to change your timeline to 1080, not let it be 4K, and then you can just go back later and change it. It will automatically adjust everything. There is another setting under preferences. It was a Creative Cow website that I got or found that showed me the tweaks, and they did help. They got me to 10 frames a second. So it struggles. Premiere does not. Final Cut Pro X does not struggle. How's your Red Cine X do? Because that should be a good test for you. Aren't quasars some type of 60s black market drugs? We don't talk about that. And the reason we don't talk about it is that the first rule of quasars, I don't know. I'm not a drug user myself. Only drug I use is a cigar, which is tobacco and nicotine. Sorry, I'm lame. I just discovered these and am absolutely fascinated. Yeah, Jim, I am the exact same way. Everybody always talks about stuff, especially some of the groups that I'm on. They fall in love with something and then they can't stop talking about them. I always like to wait because some stuff can become a fad really quick and then nobody uses them anymore and it's not worth your time. So I waited a bit, and I wish I hadn't, but I'm okay. I'm using them now. I'm loving them. I mean, it took my lighting scenario because I had literally, you can see them. Go back to the studio webcam. Can you see them? Yeah, you can see them up there. Those are there are two 4-foot 4-bank Kino Flow lights up there that I have them mounted to the ceiling that did a great job of lighting this down here for a lot of my videos. But now I just do it with 2 quasars. I replaced those 2 with 2 quasars because I was able to get them a lot closer and it's still a wide light. This back one, I just used the one above it. I had it is a 2-foot biax fluorescent made by Flowlight. It's basically a 55-watt tube that's bent over. It's like a T5 high output bent over. And then there's 2 of them in there. So that's a 2-foot 2-bank. And that was up above the... Switch back. I gotta remember to do that. I need some buttons. And that's just above, and that was giving me my hair light. Now I just use the Quasar. And then I do have, which I don't know if you can see, this stand right here, going up, right at the top of it, which is right behind that flag that's up top. That is my Lico light or my ellipsoidal light. And that is creating this gobo shadow behind. So I can get in the pattern a little bit here. There I am. Yay! It's right over this way. And that is my entire lighting setup. And I really like the Quasars now because this one little stalk of C-stand. I mean, it's on my entire lighting rig. I can pick it up, move it over, I'm out of the way. Hey, how is the live stream doing? I'm showing no dropped frames. I'm streaming in 1080 now. Are we better? Is the variable bitrate really helping? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Yes, he has a red Scarlet W. Nice, man. You're in the DSMC too. I got it when it came out. Now thinking about it, I should have gone with something that requires less support. I'm about to do my first real project with it this March. Less support. What do you mean by that, less support? Or you mean just like more in the editing and such, because I mean, I wouldn't. I would tell you that the Scarlett W is a fantastic camera. I mean, I don't just shoot with red. I shoot, that's the GH5, this is G7, the Sony A7R II over here. I shoot with whatever camera I need to do the job that I have. So I love my red, do not get me wrong. But your Scarlett W is a fantastic camera. You can also output ProRes. That should be nice. Although ProRes on a PC kind of sucks. Thanks, Apple. But you can also, in Red Cine X, you can dump your footage. So take your footage in there, do a light grade on it, or get it all nicely graded. Well, yeah, get it all color matched and balanced, and then export it out, and then edit with that. You can do that, and that should help. There are people that don't like the red ecosystem, and I get it, because, yeah, you spend 12.5 on a body, and you're not done. You are not done with your Scarlett W till you've got 20K into it, and that's a bit of a shocker. I mean, this one was a huge purchase for me. It took about 2 years of working with my wife to get this budget approved on this one, and honestly, it does everything that I need. I mean, I do wish I had a weapon. I actually wish I had a Monstro right now. I like the helium sensor, so back and forth on that. But I cannot complain what this does for me, and the feature set that it does. I shoot a lot of like 60 and 80 frames a second at 6K, and I would have to go to the full weapon, which is, it's 60 grand. So I'm not in any hurry to replace this, although I probably will next year is my guess. I will probably end up with whatever their latest high-end camera is, just because I like to buy it and get my use out of it. There's no point in just throwing your money down the drain and upgrading every 5 minutes. That doesn't help you at all. Solo trip, boring evening. About to do your first real project with it this March. Have you practiced exposing? Because the Dragon sensor is really cool. Fortunately for us, with the Dragon, we get to use IPP2, but we can't use it in camera. But IPP2, learn that, because if you if you think you've blown out your image on Red Log or Red Gamma 4, whichever you're shooting in, bring it into Red Cine X and put in the IPP2 and see what you can do with it. Because I have restored some amazing shots that I thought were just okay before, because I had overcranked it a little bit and got a little too bright in the highlights. Jim, what are you shooting these days? You're like running all over Texas lately, I see. You're still doing some weddings every now and then. You're shooting some client work. How's that working for you? How's it going? Jim is in Austin. He's close by. Who else we got out here? We got a few people out here. I only see Classic Jason and Jim out here. Who else is out there watching? Chime on in. Say hello. Classic Man Channel. What do you think about that explanation of the Scarlett W? I mean, I love the Scarlett W. To me, it is the best bang for the buck in the red world. The Raven is just okay. The Scarlett W just takes it to the next level. You're in a full Super 35 sensor size. You get nice color. You get IPP2. Well, in post, you get the output of ProRes if you want. There's a lot of cool features on that. A buddy of mine, Rob Rusher, up in Pittsburgh, he shoots on a Scarlett W and does beautiful stuff on it. So there's nothing wrong with Scarlett W. So what's going on? I've dropped 0 packets. It says stream is healthy. That's good. 12:59. How long have I been going for? 1 hour? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it's a great camera. Classic Man says it's a great camera. I got it with a discount because I was an early adopter. It took me a while to get used to it. Still learning. You know what, man? We are all learning every day. I mean, I've been shooting with this Red for 3 years, and I still find stuff, new stuff. I mean, we learn from other people. Uh, I may have an answer for you. You may have an answer for me. That's what I love about community because we don't all have the answers. No one does. I mean, there's a few people that have a pretty good idea. I like those people. But you know, we all need to just come together. You know, like the old days, sit around the campfire here and chit chat because that's how stuff happens. It's a lost art when we do. I call them drive-bys on Facebook and other forums where we type up our thing and no one really understands if that comma or that period is meant to be derogatory or it's inclusive. We don't know. So we lose this art of communicating. You know, yeah, granted, I'm sitting here, I'm live streaming and you guys are typing, but if I read it wrong, you will be able to correct me at least. So we can have that kind of that interaction. And I really like that, and I think we're missing that. Grip stuff. Anybody want to talk about grip stuff? I like grip. Grip is my new favorite everything. Man, you can spend a lot of money on grip. These knuckles, these are like 25 bucks a piece. I've been buying these impacts. These are 25 and like the Matthews are like close to 30 for theirs. These actually have a bigger handle, which I like. The Matthews are a little bit smaller. Also, the thread, you can take it out and put it in two different locations depending on how big your pin is. This is the, what are these called? What are these called? Man, I've already lost them. So that's a Madalini. These are Cardellini's, are they? Well, this basically, you put it in a knuckle, a grip head, and now you can mount speed rail through it, or Quasars. Yeah, Quasars is what I use it for. The Madalini's, which you can't see, but it's holding that one, is actually better. But they're about $30-something a piece, where these are like $20-something a piece. You know, you can't have enough grip. You just can't. You're still soaked. You need to get changed. I'll be back in a few minutes. On the time lapse, you can see the rain cloud approaching me and then making me run to the car. I know that feeling well. I have been soaked out many, many times. So Classic Man Channel, what's the most interesting thing you've shot with your Red? And Jim, you're shooting GH5, right? Or GH4s? I forget. You're Panasonic, I'm pretty sure. Hey, who else is out there? We got two other people that are not saying hello. Let's try this. Say hello. Let's see over here. That is really, it's like, I don't know, it's like 15 frames a second. It just seems a little weird. Hey, Rock Vlogs. Hey, man, how's it going? Been a week. Is the stream going better today? I've changed quite a few settings, and I've got, well, obviously I'm on a different camera link. But there we go. Is the stream going well? Still haven't seen anybody say, stream looks good today. Thank you. All right, cool. I've been adding stuff, so I'm trying to get this right. I really kind of want to end up where I've got, I could do wireless. I can put on the Movi Pro, and I can run around and do wireless. Yeah, I do have some wireless. The thing I'm using, I really don't like these. These are little USB to HDMI capture devices. The negative about them is they only work on 30p. I don't like 30p. I mean, it's silly because that's 30p. That has to be set to 30p. And then YouTube is only 24p coming out of streaming. So, I mean, what a waste. This should be your first real project. Have not been shooting because, as you said, getting just the body is not enough. It took me a year to get all the parts I need. Yeah. Just got the shoulder mount. Which shoulder mount did you go with? But now I have everything you need. Well, you should be shooting every day because you don't want to be learning on your first big project. And that's kind of a big thing with me is I'm always learning, number one, but I always feel like I don't know enough to do a project. And then when I do the project, it turns out pretty good and I learn something from it. And that's really what we should be doing is work a project, learn a little bit, excuse me, and then move on to the next project. That's how we learn and grow. Because if we sit there and we keep tweaking, we keep doing stuff, we'll never get that project out, and that's not good for anybody. And there's a lot of delay in this. I tried setting this to the low latency, but the video output low. I'm moving around. Don't be like that. The low latency on this would cause more problems for you guys on the far end. So I'd rather have a better, cleaner live stream than with a little bit of delay. Stat says 30 frames per second on YouTube because I am settings. My stream is, well, maybe it's not anymore. I thought it was. Replay buffer. Well, all right then. No. It's video output is currently active. Yeah, so it says I'm outputting to YouTube at 1080 24. Looks smooth and good. Hey, Steve, how are you? Yeah, this is the first successful live stream I've had where I haven't, oh boy, knock on wood, I haven't dropped any frames at all. And I think that variable bit rate is making all the difference. I have the world's worst internet out here. So maybe I'll be able to do more of these during the week. I really would like to do that because I feel like I get good engagement this way. And plus I get to gauge you guys on what you want to talk about so I can, do more stuff. Hey, did y'all see my Hive Light video? Was the intro too cheesy? I felt I had like 4 hours to kind of shoot it, write it, edit it, put it out there. Watching it now, I feel like it's super cheesy, but I thought it was pretty fun at the time. I had a lot of fun sound designing that. Just got a matte box. What matte box did you get? A wooden camera you got for shoulder mount? Yeah, I have that exact same shoulder mount. Is it the one with the RE dovetail and then the grips? That's the one that I got, and it works really well with the wooden camera plates. And I use that for a while. I like that, but I don't shoulder mount too terribly much. I try to handheld a lot just because I'm so tall. When I shoulder mount, I'm looking down on people. And what matte box did you get? I'm interested in that because I'm in love with Bright Tangerine. I mean, if I could date again, I'd probably date Bright Tangerine. Rock Vlogs intro was awesome. Want to see more? Okay, I'm going to do more then. When do I choose? Classic Man Channel wants to know, when do I choose to rent versus buy? So, a lot of different use cases there. So, you rent if you're not going to be able to make use of that product in a short period of time enough to pay for that product. That is your best answer in the industry. So if you're able to buy a red and you're able to pay that thing off in use by renting it to yourself when you go to production as a DP or a cam op and you say, hey, I'm renting you my red. It costs $500 a day, whatever you're going to charge, and don't don't cheap out on your charge either. And then you put that 500 or whatever you're charging back towards the camera, pay it off in 12 months. That is a good gauge there that buying it is going to be better for you because A, you'll have it, B, you'll be paying it off, which means C, after 1 year, it's going to start making you money. And that is why we should be having gear, is to make us money. The other option there, and it's my case, I did not buy it specifically to make money. I bought it because I am such a just on a whim person when I shoot. I mean, I might just literally say, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to drive out to so-and-so. Getting the logistics of getting a red together and renting that would be a problem for me because A, I live out in the middle of nowhere. And getting into town, picking it all up, setting it all up, it's a waste of my day. So I bought the red, understanding and knowing, and this is why it took 2 years to convince the wife, that it was not going to be a fast money maker for us. It will make us money, but it was not bought for that purpose. Same thing with the lights. You know, buying a $6,000 HMI light, if you are not going to pay that off in 12 months, probably not worth it. I mean, myself, what I intend and my business model here as I am slowly migrating into the full time on this is to buy everything that I need for a typical shoot so that I can then rent it back to the production and be the grip house and be the camera house, be all of that stuff for my projects. So, I mean, ultimately in the end, that allows me to make money. I get to make money as the DP. I get to make money as the camera rental. I get to make money as the grip. Everything that I can put it back in my pocket is better. And I use now to pay for later. Let's see here. Hopefully that answered classic when to rent versus buy. I mean, there are stuff that I would never buy. I mean, I would love to buy, I really would, like the RE light panels. I would love to have those. RE sky panels. I would love to have those because they can do so much cool stuff. But I cannot justify $6,000 a pop, and I would want at least 3 of them to have anything worthwhile. The S60s. But I can't justify. I would not be able to rent those out enough to pay for them, so I will rent those. Let's see. Classic Man Channel says, I only have one 50 millimeter lens. Which 50 millimeter? I'm going to ask that. Just be more specific when you post them because I'm just going to ask every single time. You know, the Nifty 50 is quite popular, and it's quite popular for a reason. I'll tell you a good lens for you. A really good lens because you are on the Scarlett W. You're in an S30. Oh, gotta remember to do this. Switch over to my studio webcam when I go. Oh, you can see me on my shorts. Because you are on a Super 35 sensor, it is a really good idea for you to get the Sigma 18 to 35. This is one of my favorite lenses of all time. On mine, I can't use the full 18 because it'll vignette just a little bit. Yeah, I gotta switch back. I got used to this. There we go, the 1835. So on the 6K, it's a little larger than a Super 35, and this is a Super 35 lens. But 18 to 35, this lens is fast. It's an f1.8, and it is absolutely stunningly clear. It is really a beautiful, beautiful lens. All of the Sigma lenses are gold. If you are stepping up into cinema lenses, I would highly suggest you look at the Tokina Vista Primes. They are incredibly gorgeous. Yeah, but those are money. I will be investing in those soon. Sci-fi horror comedy gonna be your new thing. You know, I have actually never shot a suspense anything. I've shot some drama. I've shot some suspenseful drama, but never just kind of anticipation. After shooting that one, I would totally do it completely different again because that's me. But I learned a ton on it, and I have some really good ideas. And I enjoyed the sound design for that. It's so much fun. Um, Definitely, comedy is going to be in almost everything that I do just on my own because I want to be funny one day, and the only way I can do that is to be funny. Yeah. I love sci-fi. My movie ideas, all my movie ideas are all sci-fi. I feel like we're missing so much sci-fi these days because no one thinks outside the box anymore. No one thinks like who was it who wrote 2001? I mean, he got it so right, thinking out. He just got the dates wrong, but he got everything right. Ray Kurzweil, if you don't know who he is, he's one of those sci-fi thinkers. Ray Kurzweil, read up on him. Just the things that he says is an awesome movie idea. He is such an outward thinker, and he's really big into AI. He's big into Google. He was hired by Google, I guess, like years and years ago to write some stuff. And I mean, he's a forward thinker. Steve Cross, I have a cheap map box and shoulder mount from Newer. Works well for my needs, but box rattles a little bit. Yeah. If you watched my map box video, which was probably 12 videos back, I show that newer style of Chinese map box. And I mean, I used it for a while. It's heavy. It does rattle. I mean, it will do the job, but in the long run, I mean, it's gonna cost you because you're gonna end up buying it again. But I get it. I understand. I'm not gonna knock anybody for buying what they can buy. I got up and I didn't. I should have done that. Should have got up and switched over the camera. Sorry about that. Um, on a side note, so the Bright Tangerine Misfit Atom. So if you watch my Mapbox video, I showed this one and I showed the Viv that I have. This, I don't know if it's still on sale, but it was on sale at B&H for $269. You know what? Let's just take this opportunity to go right up here. Can I not do it? Really? Oh, I got you. I need to learn how to use my tools. No. 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 No, there we go. Okay. All right. Here we go. So I can go here, and I can go bhphoto.com. Hey, look at there. Now we can type in misfit. It's already back up in price. So this thing was, I think it was Friday. It was on sale for $269. That is one heck of a deal. If you are looking for a better map box than the Chinese and you're looking to step up to the next level, then I would highly look at that one. But as I said, I mean, I understand why you got it. So, yeah, it's cool. Let's see what this is. So Classic Man says he got the JTZ. I want to see what this is because I have never heard of such a thing. And we're going to switch over to web browser. There we go. And all right, that looks to me like a copy of the Tilta. That looks like the Tilta MB2 or 4. Let's see, they have a 4x5. Yeah, it is. it's not a bright tangerine clone at all, but you'll be okay. I mean, it'll be fine. It is going to be heavy. I don't have it over here. Let's do this. All right. Oh, no. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Switch back over. I got to remember to keep all these cameras going. At least I can see what I'm typing nowadays. So this is the Viv. And it's really hard to see, but it uses these filter frames. I don't know, let me see that. Let me look at that again. They're trying. Yeah, their filter frames are round though. How is that? How are your filter frames round? Oh, that's a 4x4. That's why. Okay. I got you. So let's see what that one looks like. Well, those are round. They're stackable. It's got the pop away. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I use the swing away, which for those that don't know, it allows you to have it mounted on the front, and then when you need to access your lens, it will swing away, but it maintains the connection, so it just swings right back in. And that's nice, but what it ends up doing, it ends up weighing down your rig. And so I ended up just taking it off. I mean, it's bright tangerine, it's really lightweight, but it's weight. No matter what, this is their unit right here. This one is very adjustable, but it basically goes on in replacement of that. And then this, well, actually, no. This comes off, and then this will mount right here on the side. And you can see it slides over. Let's see here. Let me get rid of that for the moment. Bright tangerine, too expensive. Arthur C. Clarke. Yes, Jim. Thank you. $200 for a matte box. Yeah. I think I'll find a way to stop mine rattling, as $400 is way out of my league. I get it. I understand. At some point in your career and life as a filmmaker, you're going to upgrade. The next time you do, I highly recommend don't cheap out. Just save until you can buy something that's going to last you forever. Because I'm in the same boat. I still don't learn. I have a hard time just sinking that money down. But every time that I have spent the large dollars to get a brand name or a quality product. Let me switch over here. Every time I do that, I never regret it. I never, ever feel like I wasted my money. This look familiar? Well, no, it doesn't until I switch cameras. Oh, by the way, I'm getting a new stool. It'll be here Monday. This one I kind of put back together, but it'll probably break today. Here's my my Chinese knockoff. It's so sad. I have had to drill holes in it over here just to get it to where it would line up. Because for whatever reason, I don't understand their standard. I mean, look at that. I like ground it down. Their standard would not allow this thing to center on the lens. It was always like this, and it made no sense to me. And then they send these like rubber, these are like mouse pad pieces, and I had to cut these up, but these things weigh a ton. And this is supposed to, go in between your lens so that you don't have any light leaks. And then the filter trays are these wonderful plastic trays. And then it came with 3 stages of filter trays, to which I promptly removed because the weight. And I got this thing down, and it's still too heavy. And it rattles. That's probably the sound. I get it. So, I mean, I've been there, done that. I still keep wanting to throw this away, but I keep using it as an example. Let's see here. Back to my desk. And this is not my desk, but it's a workbench. Okay. Let's see here. Somebody sent me a message. That was James. What is James doing? Oh, nope. Okay, let's see here. They do look well made compared to yours. Yeah, I mean, as with everything, you really do get what you pay for. It's kind of like the Red. The Red is expensive. And are there other cameras that can shoot 4K or even 6K? And do they cost less? Maybe. But you get out of a Red something that you just can't get out of others. And, you know, you need what you need. Sometimes we want, but you need what you need. And, I mean, to me, it has been worth every penny to me. Same thing with the little G7 over here. This is a $500 camera, and I love it. I use it all the time. I do a lot of time lapsing with it just because it is a fast, simple camera I can set up and just start doing other things. So, I mean, like probably the last Chinese thing that I bought was this little crane, the Zhen, whatever it is. And the only reason I bought it is because they actually seem to be understanding how to build a crane. And there's a lot of people that like them. So, I mean, I won't knock China. China can build some good stuff, but they can also rip people off like crazy. Like, for instance, there's a tripod company. It rhymes with Rutro, but it starts with a B. They completely ripped off and stole a design from Kessler on their Pocket Jib Traveler, which is a foldable jib. I mean, just exactly. They just changed the color to have a little blue in it. And that's from China. And that's not cool because people spend their hard-earned money developing and engineering this stuff. And when someone comes along and rips it off, not cool. Not at all. Just like there was a Chinese company that was starting to sell red mags or mini mags. And that got shut down really fast because you can't cheap out on that stuff. There's a reason they cost so much money. Let's see. When you switch to your studio, your audio goes out with it. Still sounds okay. It's just a little distant. Really? Did I mess that up? Hold on. Let me check. My audio input capture is not the right one. That should be that one. So test. Does it sound the same? That doesn't sound the same. Let me switch back over here. Test. That should be exactly the same. Is that not the same? On the webcam, this is still with my... Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, interesting. Well, let me figure that one out. That's interesting. Why is that not? Huh. I think it's going to internal mic. Well, thank you for pointing that out. I will fix this now. U3. Okay, that is not any better. That probably sounds distant. And let's see, built-in microphone. That sounds different. That sounds the same. Yeah, okay. Weird. Okay, let me just do this. Audio input capture. Okay, sorry, just one second. Yes, I want to remove. I'll go here. We'll take this one, copy it. And I'm going to come here. Okay, is that any better? Does that sound like the right one now? Okay, here's the GH5 with the wireless, and then this should be the live cam with the wireless. Does it sound the same now? I will wait for a response. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to make this more fun. I mean, I think you guys will enjoy more if I can like show you around the studio as I'm going, and just kind of not just sit at a desk. I feel like that would be beneficial for everyone. So now I can test that out. Now I'm going to go studio webcam. I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk over here, and I'm going to turn on my Hive light because I love this thing. If you didn't watch my Hive light review, watch my Hive light review because, yeah, it's so good. So good. Look at that. Blue everywhere. Blue everywhere. Oh, gotta lower it down. There we go. Now we're pointing blue directly at the webcam. Yeah, that is a cool light. And I had a lot of fun shooting my first little suspense intro. So what else? What else? Mountain Dew. Okay. Hey, bro. Do you? Okay. How about we not talk about that, dude? Let's just remove that, and let's put the user in timeout. Wow, I had my first troll. No thanks. Not doing it. And if he trolls again, he'll just be banned permanently, and that'll be that. That's just weird. Why would... You know what? Hide user on this channel. There we go. I got no time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So what else is going on, people? I love to chit-chat some more. I'm happy to do so. We got rid of our troll. We're not going to have that. Fortunately for those in playback, you'll never see what that person typed, but Rock Vlogs, thank you. I need buttons. I need buttons right here so I can just go A, B, C. I bet you there's a way. I'll figure this out. Probably the next time I live stream, I might have another HDMI capture device. Maybe we'll do the G7 and we'll have it coming from different, I don't know. We'll get this thing all set up. I like this. I like being able to switch at least, just to engage more. But for those who are watching this later and don't have the benefit of the chat, it was a rude, bad post that will never see the light of day. Let's see here. So we got 7 people. What do y'all want to talk about? Fire some questions, or tell me what you're working on, or what's the latest. I've been messing around with my wireless. I love the audio that I get from the wireless mic being right here. I moved it because every time I do this, you can actually see it, and it looked funny to me, and I felt like people were going to go, why do you have a black stick thing underneath your above your eyes? So I moved it over here, and I got so much more room ambience. I just hated it, so I moved it back. Would y'all like to see a how to get audio and edit it? Because it's not too terribly difficult, but I can show what I do to get my audio better. Because like right now, this is not ideal, the audio that I have. But when I do my when I'm sitting here and I'm doing my pre-recorded and I go to edit it in post, I add some compressors and equalizers and try to really get that sound better. Is that something interesting for y'all? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then I will do that. That'll probably be what I work on this afternoon. I'm trying to come up with ideas that I can do for people that really like my channel for what it is. And I don't want to do things that are boring. Like yesterday, I went out to H Mart, which is our Asian food market. I was going to vlog it just because I haven't vlogged in a long time. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want people to not like it, so I'm not going to do it. See, that's bad. I should have just vlogged it. I mean, if you didn't like it, don't like the video. I shouldn't not do something. But I am going to NAB. When is this? Gosh, well, less than a month. I'll be going to NAB. That's in Las Vegas. That's the National Association of Broadcasters. That is a gigantic convention with like 175,000 people or 125,000 people. It's a lot of people there. And it's like everything. These people will be there. Red will not be there in this form. They are not participating in their booth space. But you'll have Miller. You'll have, I mean, just all the brands of every kind of gear. My buddies at Blue Shape will be there. I'll be vlogging a lot while I'm there. So if you don't like the vlogs, it'll be tech based at least. Just started learning Studio One. Just got the little PreSonus audio box i2. Yep. I ran PreSonus for a long time. I switched to Universal Audio Apollo back, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago. Back when they first came out with their Thunderbolt, 3 years ago? Their Thunderbolt 2, the Duo, the little audio interface. I think they have the Mark II now. That has been a solid audio interface for me. I like it. It has a lot of features for me. What I don't like about it is you can't turn it off. If you turn it off, it disconnects from Thunderbolt, which destroys your computer audio and just goes to a world of crap. And it also puts out a ton of heat. The problem I had with the PreSonus was the last one I had, trying to remember which one I had. Gosh, I had that one like 6, 7 years ago. Then I went to Focusrite, and I have a few of the Focusrites still, but Focusrite and PreSonus both weren't updating their drivers for, gosh, whatever Mac version it was at the time. I mean, I like the preamps. The Focusrite and the PreSonus have really nice preamps. Universal Audio is more, I mean, they have really nice preamps too, but they're more scientifically sounding to me. I don't know how to define that. So what else is going on? What else is everybody learning Studio One? Yeah, I do a little bit of songwriting in the when I'm not doing this. I'm always trying to do something creative, and I kind of flip around between songwriting and not. And if you caught the beginning of the live stream when I had like the countdown timer, the 20-minute countdown, that was a song I wrote like 2 weeks ago, just kind of playing. I mean, it's obviously not finished, but I figured what the heck. That was I don't want to put the countdown. If I have it programmed in to start playing when I put the countdown timer on. If I switch to it, then it would switch over to live stream, and then everybody would be like, "What is that?" Who else is out there watching? Steve, let's see. What are you working on, man? What are you shooting with? You got your matte box and your, let's see what else you had. Just kind of flip through here. G-back, matte box and shoulder rig. What are you shooting on, Steve? The other thing I wanted to talk about today, if we don't have topic, is teleprompters. I don't know if any of y'all, what is that black at the bottom? I guess it's okay. Man, I love this. I haven't dropped any frames. I love this. Y'all want to talk about teleprompters? I have made my teleprompters all my life, over and over again. I buy the high reflectivity glass. Well, you want like a 70% transmission glass, And I've been building. I've built them out of cardboard. I've built them out of wood. I finally got to the point where I got tired of doing it because I was always using like old LCD monitors that I'd put under there. I bought a while back the pad prompter. I bought this probably 3 years ago from Prompter People, I think is the manufacturer. The cool thing about this one, and it's super cheap, it's like $300 for a prompter, which is pretty cheap, is it uses an iPad. So I don't have my full-size iPad in here, but you drop in your iPad in there, and then it reflects off of the glass. Oh, I don't have to show it this way. And then through the backside, it's just a shroud you put over your camera. And then you use software. Gosh, I forget the software that I use. Let me switch to Studio Webcam. As I get up and walk over here to get around this thing. So for those of you who are ever doing anything on camera where you're going to use a teleprompter, this might be good information for you. I myself rarely ever use a teleprompter. I have a hard time using them myself, mostly because, I mean, if you've ever watched any of my videos, everything is coming just straight out of my mouth, straight from the brain. And then I just edit out my ums in the process. I work better that way. I mean, if I was going to present something professionally, I would use my teleprompter. But you mount this on, it comes with a set of offsets. So it goes underneath your camera like this. And then you put the shroud over your lens. And then you are looking at the iPad. Now this is the cool thing, so the iPad uses software, let me find out what it's called. That way you can all be in the know. Video, it is called Teleprompt 3, or Teleprompt Plus 3. The cool thing about that is you buy it on your iPad and your iPhone, and you download your script to it. You can use Dropbox or copy and paste or whatever you want. Then you can use your iPhone as a remote control. So you can sit there with it off to the side and make it go faster or slower, whatever you want, or you can have somebody else doing it. And that is really cool because for the money, you basically get the remote and the prompter itself. Is the live stream still going? Are y'all still there? No one has commented anything recently. Just want to make sure it's still, no drop frames. Are we still live? Tell me we're still alive. The other device that I use when I do use it, this is the AirTurn. It's a Bluetooth pedal system. So the way it works is you link it to your iPad. So it'd be linked to this iPad here. And then you program in the Prompter Plus 3 software what buttons do what. And this is a foot switch. So you put it down by your feet. This one goes faster. This one goes slower. If you double click it, it'll stop. And you just sit there at your foot and you just tap it away. This is like $70 on Amazon. Steve, thank you. Yep. Rock Vlogs, thank you. This is well worth it. So, I mean, for basically a total of $400 plus an iPad, you can prompt. And this is very professional looking. It folds down to a very nice compact package. You can fold it down with your iPad in there. And, you know, you take this with you. So if you're going to be like doing an interview or something where you need somebody, or not an interview, but a spoken word testimony of a CEO at their office telling you why their company is the best company on the planet, you can carry a small prompter and just get it going really quickly. And then you would control this yourself or use this for them rather than teach them how to do it. But if you're by yourself, $400 gets you a complete prompter solution. I am not affiliated at all with these people. I bought this like everybody else. If I love my stuff, I tell you it. If I hate my stuff, I tell you it. So no one gets a free pass. No one gets a free pass. Let's see. Have y'all seen the Titan Arm by Bright Tangerine? Did I say I loved Bright Tangerine? I love these people. They did some stuff for me back when I needed some help, and they're good people, really good people, and so I'm indebted to the niceness of that company, but not indebted to them at all. I just feel like they've earned my respect greatly. So this is the Titan Arm by them, by Tangerine, and it is basically a Noga arm on steroids. It's all machined aluminum. It's not the lightest thing in the world, but it's lighter than a Noga arm. But it is so powerful in its grip force. I think they said it's 1,000 psi that it produces. You cannot make that bend at all when it's tight. When it's loose, no problem. And then you just loosen it up further, and it's got like a progressive tightening. It is wild. They've now got these new quick releases that they're advertising, and I think they're just now for sale. That's slick. I love this thing because you can mount it to your Red, stick your monitor off to the side. You can do so much with this, and that's usually what I'm doing with this, is mounting a side-mounted monitor, like a small HD. Do y'all use side monitors? What do y'all use for monitoring? Do you monitor, or you just use the EVFs or the little pop-out LCDs? What are you guys using for monitors? I feel like I should do a small HD video. I don't know. They keep upgrading let me switch over. They keep upgrading their monitors like every 3 months. So as soon as I buy one, then they upgrade it, which is kind of like a PC, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. They it's just like a Windows PC, where you buy it and it's immediately outdated. And buy what you need. Don't buy the cutting edge. But this is my second small HD that I've had. Oh, it's got batteries in it. This is the 7.0. This is the dead battery, is what it is. This is the 701 Bright, I think it is. And they are. Which one is this one? 7. It's the Bright. I don't remember which one is which, but it is the high bright, so you can see it in daylight. Let me just get some batteries. Hey, let me switch over to the studio webcam, take you on that little journey with me. Over here to the battery charging station. And we'll find 2 of these Canon batteries. You can use LPE6s. You can use, I think will it use the Sony? Yeah, it uses Sony's or Canon's. So I used to have a whole lot of Canon batteries, so good thing I didn't get rid of them. There we go. So let me switch. So this is the Bright. So it is a really bright monitor. You can see it in daylight. You can see it with all these lights directly on it. I mean, that is the nice thing about this. I don't like their joystick, which is their way to move around. I think they fixed that in the latest version. What's up?
Yeah, I just finished making lunch.
Okay. Yeah, you can bring it up. Sure. I'm getting lunch. They fixed it on the newer designs. They went back to their soft buttons on the side. The original one that I had was the 501, and I bought it because it had the viewfinder option that would just be a mirror that I could look through. I didn't like it. It was a little too big. I mean, basically, your viewfinder was this big, sitting on the side, like looking into it. It just didn't make a lot of sense, so I sold it. Ended up buying this one because I use this on the Movi Pro back there for monitoring, depending on what I'm shooting with. Did it just turn off? I think it did. This one also has both SDI and HDMI, so I can also use it as a SDI and HDMI converter as well. But I do like Small HD. They're pretty good. Everybody's jumping into this now, so there are other brands that are cheaper and honestly probably just as good. Steve uses the Viltrox HD7, which is very good. Viltrox, I think that one looks like the Aperture one, which, I mean, they're basically Chinese. Let's see. Let's go to the webcam or let's go to the web browser. Oh, what happened there? Wrong one. That one. There we go. Type that in, and I'll switch it over if I find it that way. Yeah, okay. DC70 clamp on monitor, so we'll switch it over. Web browser. This is the one you're using, and yep, it uses, that's Sony type batteries, HDMI only, which is fine for most things. How is the brightness on it? How many nits does it say? It's not saying. So this one is 1,500 nits, which is really on the cusp of being able to use it in sunlight. I think their new one is 2,000 nits. Yeah, that looks like the standard. What's that one that's always on Amazon? I think it may be Aperture. The original Aperture. Ow. But yeah, I mean, 2,000. I mean, that's like having your own light. So attached. That's it. Pretty good. Yeah. I mean, really, you're looking when you're looking at a small monitor like this, you're looking for one of two things. You're either looking to get your focus or you're looking for your color. If you're looking for your color, you're going to spend a lot of money on a quality color referenced monitor. And if you're looking for just focus, you can get away with almost anything that has the resolution. So, I mean, Small HD, a lot of people don't even like the color. But, ooh. Oh, man. Philly cheesesteaks. I'm not going to sit here and eat in front of everybody. Does anybody have any questions? I mean, I've been running 2 hours and 1 minute, and Philly cheesesteak is here. I want to try this. Ooh. It's okay. I figure out what she marinated it in. It's my youngest. She's just learning to drive. Anybody else have any other questions before I close this out? Because I don't want to sit here and eat in front of y'all. I think that would be a little uncool. But check this out. The presentation here. That's what I need. So I have it right here. Usually, you can see it right there. That is my mount for my camera, and it goes overhead on a C-stand. And that's what I use for my drop downs when I'm doing stuff just like right here. Yeah, I'll probably get that one hooked up next. We'll just do overhead, and then I'll put the Kessler turntable on, and I'll just turn my food just ever so slightly, see if I can sell it. I have a kitchen set that I'm going to be building here. That's actually what that back countertop is for. It's for the kitchen set that's going to go right here on this side of the studio. I have some ideas for stuff. But Have a good one, Rock Vlogs. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate anybody and everybody. If you have any further questions or comments, do feel free to put those in the comment section below. I do try to read and respond to all those, and gives me ideas for the next live stream as well. Also, if you have any suggestions on stuff you want me to review or see or talk about, or you want help learning, happy to do that. I will put together some videos for you. Tell all your friends. I mean, just everybody, even your grandma. Tell your grandma about this channel. Tell her she needs to go create a YouTube channel, or not a YouTube channel, but just a YouTube account, and just subscribe, because grandma wants to know when I'm streaming something, you know? Tell all your friends. Let's get this community growing, because I figure we can get some pretty good interactivity going on, and we're getting some now, and I really do appreciate all that. Steve, Rock Vlogs, Classic Man, Jim, all the others who are out there who are not saying hello. You guys have a great, great afternoon, and as I always like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. All right, bye.